So several years ago, I decided to leave California and move to Portland, Oregon because I felt it was significantly more affordable here. But before I made that move, I looked extensively into the cost of living, including home prices, taxes, and other general living expenses. So in this video, I'm going to share some of those experiences and show you how much it costs not only to buy a home in Portland, but also how much your typical day-to-day expenses will cost you. And then by the end of the video, you'll have the information you need to decide if moving to Portland is a good financial decision. So hello, I'm David Backholer, and today we're going to get into the nitty-gritty and talk about the general affordability of living in Portland, Oregon. Now, throughout the video, I'll compare the cost of living to the neighboring states of California and Washington, as well as the national average, to give you a full perspective on what it really costs to live here. So let's start things off and talk about property prices. And this is something that always varies and has several different factors, but looking at where things are so far for 2024, the average price for a single family home in Portland is approximately $515,000. Now, comparing this to Seattle, which has a median sales price for single family homes around $950,000 or higher. And San Francisco, which has historically been one of the highest in the country, you can expect to pay around $1.5 million for a single family home there. Now, condos and townhomes usually have lower median prices. In Portland, the median sales price for a condo is around $330,000 compared to $520,000 in Seattle and over $1 million in San Francisco. Now, if you have a larger budget and want to buy something on the higher end in Portland, you're definitely going to find that your money goes a long way. For the same price as a small condo in San Francisco, you'll be able to purchase a large 5-bedroom home in one of the nicest neighborhoods. Now, whilst we're on the topic of property prices, I thought it would be a good time to mention that I am a real estate broker based here in Portland, Oregon. So if you're considering moving to the Portland metro area, you need to reach out to me. All of my contact details are down below. Okay, so changing topics, let's talk about the fun subject of taxes. So there are several different components of taxes. There's income taxes, property taxes, and sales taxes. So let's get the easy one out of the way first of all. There are no sales taxes in Oregon. Now, in California, the sales tax rate is 7.25%, and in Washington state, it's 6.5%, and most states nationwide range between 5 and 7%. So if you're in one of those states where you do pay sales taxes, then moving to Oregon might save you a few $1,000s on sales taxes every single year. Now let's talk about property taxes. And as a percentage, property taxes are a little higher in Oregon than they are in California and about the same as Washington state. However, remember that home prices are more affordable here than our neighboring states. So your taxes as a dollar value will be less because the base is less here. In terms of comparisons nationwide, then the state of Oregon is 27th on the list based on the percentage that you pay. So it's just under that midpoint compared to the national average. Now, with regard to the exact amount you'll pay, this gets a little bit more complicated because there's 3 different counties in the Portland metro area and then several others once you head down towards Salem, and each county has their own property tax rates. Now, Multnomah County, which covers downtown Portland and then most of East Portland, is slightly higher than Washington County and Clackamas County, which cover the west and south side respectively. So to give you an idea, if you bought a house for around $650,000, and that's going to be like a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,000 square foot property in Multnomah County, then your property taxes might be somewhere in the region of $5,000 to $6,000 a year. But remember, every property is different as it's based on its assessed value. So when we're working together looking at homes, I'll let you know what the property taxes are on that specific home so you'll understand what that means for your monthly budget. Now, a little pro tip, we typically see unincorporated communities tend to have a lower tax rate. So a place like Bethany, which is an unincorporated community in Washington County and west of Portland, could be a great option for you. And this is a community that I've featured multiple times on my channel in the past. And I'll put a link to the community tour up above. So let's talk about income taxes. And again, it's not completely straightforward. It does depend on how much you earn, and there are several tiers of brackets. But overall, income taxes as a percentage in Oregon are quite high, especially for that top tier bracket. Now, Oregon is actually 6th on the overall list of income taxes, but we are lower than California, which is top of that list. And then Washington does not have any income taxes, but it does have capital gains taxes. So just to be clear, I'm not an accountant or a tax advisor, so I can't give you any specifics on the impact it will make to your annual taxes. So I do recommend you reach out to the person who prepares your taxes for more information. Okay, so before we continue, if you are enjoying this video and want to receive similar content, please do consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Okay, so let's change topics and talk about how much you can expect to earn here in Portland. So for hourly workers, the minimum wage in the Portland metro area is $15.45. And this is less than San Francisco, which is $18.07, and Seattle at $19.97. For salaried workers, the median salary is around $63,000. And to give you a comparison, this is about 20% lower than Washington and California, where you'll see the median salary of around $76,000. For a nationwide comparison, Oregon ranks 14th compared to other states across the country. So now let's turn our attention to another large expense, which is gas prices. Now the West Coast tends to have higher gas prices than the middle or the south of the country, but Oregon is actually significantly more affordable than our neighbors to the north and to the south. Now, when I was researching this on February the 27th, according to the AAA's website, the cost of a regular gallon in Oregon was $3.77. And that's a lot more affordable than Washington at $4.04 and California at a staggering $4.65. Now, from my research, the average registered vehicle uses around 489 gallons per year, so the average household will save around $430 on gas if you're buying in Oregon compared to California. Now, these are all averages, so you'll need to adjust these numbers depending on where you live, if you have higher or lower gas consumption, but that number will add up. And remember, it's not just your personal consumption you have to think about. Higher gas prices have a knock-on effect because stores get their goods delivered by trucks, and you'll see that impact across everything that you're purchasing. And then finally, with utility bills, according to Forbes, the average American spends around $430 a month on bills. And this would include things like energy, water, internet, gas, phone, and TV streaming services. Now, Oregon and Washington are actually under this value at around $400 a month, but California is about 10% higher at $440 a month, with the water bill being the main one that accounted for the difference. So overall, if you currently live on the West Coast, then the cost of living will likely be a lot less in Portland, and homes are significantly more affordable here. However, salaries are also going to be lower than our neighbors to the north and to the south, but still higher than the majority of states nationwide. Now, I have several other videos that will help you decide if moving to Portland or the surrounding areas are right for you, so I recommend you take a look at those now. And please do like and subscribe to my channel, or reach out to me if I can help you with your move here, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care, thank you.